Hi guys, I'm Shay Mitchell and welcome to my YouTube channel. Come along with me on so many fun-filled adventures talking everything from hair, makeup, outfits, recipes, health, fitness, and of course there's always fashion. You never know what life's gonna throw at you, so you might as well dress the part. And check back weekly for more fun, fashion, and lots of laughs.
Don't forget to subscribe.
That was aggressive. Bye!
Okay, who's excited?
Oh.
You guys know this all goes online, right? You don't have to tape it in your seats. She's right here.
Hi, everyone. This is so exciting. Hi.
Everyone's pretty excited to see you.
I'm excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
We have so much to get through.
We do.
Let's start with the book.
Okay, let's start with the book.
Comes out tomorrow.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. This has been something that I've worked on for, quite a while now, Michaela and I. And it actually, it all started from my dining room. We were just sitting there talking, having, another girl chat, and just talking about all the experiences we had in the past. And we went into my garage, wrote it all down on this whiteboard, just like different things that happened, and then this came about.
It's so funny going through the book and reading it. Even if you don't live through these exact experiences, you go through and you're like, oh, God, been there.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember when my friend did that. It's part kind of like trip through memory lane, or if you're at this exact age, sort of what you're going through. But you have little spaces in the book of kind of inspirational sort of quotes. So it's, how did you decide to make it a little bit different than just an average novel?
Yeah, for me, for my social media and sort of everything that I do, I always want to incorporate, positive affirmations or quotes, and I think that those can really have ripple effects on people's day. So, on my Instagram, I'll always just put up a quote because I could be having a bad day and I'm going through my feed and I see something that somebody posts and it just changes the way that I look at the rest of the day. So with the book as well, we wanted to put those quotes in after each chapter as sort of like a lesson that each of the characters had kind of learned through that experience.
I have a favorite, so bear with me. My
Okay.
favorite one in here is, life is not a dress rehearsal, the curtain is up and you are on, so get out there and give it your best shot.
Yes.
Sometimes we learn that too late, that we thought it was a dress rehearsal. At what point did you realize that this is, you're young, but this is it, so you better start working and moving now?
Yeah, I think that's kind of how I look at my life is like every single day, could be my last. And so I want to give it my best. I want to do as much as I can in each day, and just so I can go to bed at night being like, okay, I accomplished everything that I had to do today. This is great. Let's get ready for tomorrow, if tomorrow comes, and that's kind of the way that I look at it. But I feel like you have this one life, and you have to make the most of it. And that's why I tell everybody, like, you need to live the life that's most authentic to you. Don't try and be anybody else. Don't want to live anybody else's life. Want to live your life being who you are, because you only get one, so.
And of course, you always want to surround yourself with the most positive and best people, and I guess working with your best friend has to be an amazing experience.
It does. It's great, and it's also, we had, our hands on each other's necks at a few points during the book, because she'd be like, I think I need to do this, and I'm like, no, but that didn't happen like that. So working with your best friend is great, but we also did fight a lot through this book, and it's one of those things. You're going to fight with your friends all the time, but it's being able to get over that and move forward.
So you guys work together not only on the book, but you also have your blog and website together.
Yes. So we've had this lifestyle for a while now, and it's just her and I. There's no team attached to that. So when we're taking recipe photos, it's literally me standing on a stool trying to get it, and her holding my legs. It's just me and her, and we wanted to keep it really organic, not a big company, and it was a passion project, and we have so much fun because we're actually homebodies. I'm really good at setting a table. She's really good at making the food to put on the table, so it's like a nice partnership.
I actually I pinned one of your recent tablescapes for outdoor dining because I think I want to model my new living room about it. If you don't look on this website, you have to check it out because it's really good.
And we actually incorporated a lot of the recipes from the blog into the book.
They're actually in the book.
Yeah.
You get an extra sidebar in the book with fun recipes. Where do you find the time to do all of this? Because it's not just like you have a successful website and a new book. We know you from the show, of course.
Yeah.
And the athleisure line, and you have a travel show, and you're all over social media. Where do you find all the time for this?
Don't sleep. No, honestly, I love what I do so much that it doesn't feel like work. And a lot of people say that. They're like, you're so busy with the YouTube, why did you want to do that? Some of my co-stars think I'm crazy sometimes because they're like, another thing. And I'm like, yeah. But I just genuinely love it. And I love being able to interact with the fans. If I didn't, then I wouldn't have those platforms. I wouldn't be Snapchatting every single thing, because why do I need to see myself like 50 different videos from that day? I do it because I genuinely love talking to the fans all over. And that's what social media has allowed us to do. I mean, with the show, doing my play with Shay I'm not forced to do that. I want to know who they think this character is. I want to talk to them and see what the people in Brazil are thinking of the plot twists, or what, people think about the clothing line. What do you want to see more of? Like, that is where I'm in my happiest place. So it's honestly getting to connect with them, and I can do that on social media.
As a girl who loves fashion, and as I look out in this crowd, I'm seeing a little bit of what I love about it. We love to look glam and fabulous, but being comfy, there's nothing better than that. Is that what led you to really wanting to work with an athleisure line, so you can look really cute and still be able to kind of take on the world?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I love working out, doing different things, not necessarily always at the gym. It can be taking my dog for a hike, or, going bike riding around Santa Monica. It's always changing. And for me, I did want to get girls to be active, but I also wanted something that would take me from boot camp to brunch. I don't always want to have to go home after a workout. So I wanted something that was comfy enough to be able to wander on, hence the name that I came up with, Fit to Wander. I wanted girls to be able to wear the clothes throughout the day, no matter where they ended up. And with each of the pieces, it was important to me to have a positive quote or affirmation on inside of like the garments. And that for me is something, you're putting that shirt on, so you're looking at it in the morning or whenever you put it on. It's just a subtle reminder,
Just kind of circling back to the book a little bit, I have another little part pulled out, and it's the start of chapter 12. And I just want to read the title of the chapter. Nothing looks pretty on a bitch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let it sink in for a minute.
It's true.
You operate from such a place of positivity. You're such a radiator of that. And in this world where so many people, look at PLL people, let's be honest here. When you're in this world where so many people get bullied and people can be so catty, your core fan base and your core, who you are, seems to be positive and radiating. How do you manage that?
Honestly, I love my circle of friends and my family. I've grown up in a very positive environment. My parents taught me when I was younger, it's not what happens to you, it's the way you look at what happens to you, and it's the way your perspective is on things, and you can change that. And so if I can live my life looking at everything with, the glass half full, then that's how I'm going to look at it. Because why? Why look at it any other way? Be positive. People want to be around you when you're positive. They want to be around that energy. And my whole entire team that I surround myself with, who I Snapchat all the time, they are the best people. And it's because, I'm feeding off of their energy when I'm tired at the end of the day after doing a million interviews. It's what, keeps me going. And that's kind of how I live my life. And I think people want to be around that energy, and it's the only way to sort of look at it. And yeah, that chapter couldn't be more true. I don't care how good looking you are. If you're not a nice person, you're not attractive. You're not going to be, that's just kind of how it is.
Is that, so to speak, the sort of secret to your success with doing all the things that you do? Having a positive outlook and having people want to be around you and want to work with you seems like the only way you could actually achieve all these milestones that you're achieving.
And I think it's true for any sort of business, in any field, whatever it is that you're doing. If you're not genuinely passionate about what it is, or you're not happy with who you're working with or who's working for you, you're not going to have a good time, and then you're not going to want to do it, and then you're going to do things half-assed, and it's just never going to ever go where you want it to be. So I think you really have to start with a good group of people that you genuinely like being around, and I think you also have to really love what you're doing. If I didn't, I wouldn't be doing everything that I'm doing, but I love it so much. And just seeing you holding the book, I'm like, oh my God, it's so
you guys
crazy.
all have to get the book, or you can listen to the audio. You actually voice it.
Oh my gosh, I did. And
look how excited you are about the audio
No,
book.
because I just came out of the studio. It feels like I was in there for 8 hours, 3 different days. And, they'd asked me, they said, do you want to do an audiobook? And I'm like, yeah, that's so cool. I would love to hear whoever's book I was reading. I just recently got Beyonce's. And had there been an audiobook where I could hear her tell her story, yes. And so, it was very tedious. I'm not going to lie. I'm in a small room recording. I Snapchatted that a bunch. But it was a long time. But I really wanted the fans to hear my story the way I was telling it. And Michaela did read the recipes, so you can hear her blurbs in there. But it was so fun because I knew and I could imagine all of you guys like listening to it and hearing the way I'm saying a lot of interesting things in the book. It's for a mature crowd, by the way. Did we say that?
There is an addendum at the front of that book, too.
Okay, good.
I mean, we're in a pretty grown-up audience here, but yes. It is a whole new Shay Mitchell in this book,
A whole
ladies and
new Shay
gentlemen.
Mitchell. And there's a lot of things I'll be saying in the audiobook that I was like, oh my God. But I did, and yeah, so.
Could you see this being optioned into a show or a movie?
The book, I actually had planned to do 3 different books. So this is going to be the first one. Right now I'm saying that I'm living sort of the 3rd book, or what I imagine I'll be writing about in the 3rd book. But there's 3 different characters, girl characters in here. They're all in their 20s. So these experiences that are mature are happening in their 20s. Let me just say that.
Not for teens.
Yeah, not the teens. And one of the characters, Sophia, is actually loosely based off of my life and different things that I've experienced and people that I've met. Michaela's character, Demi, is loosely based off of her life. And then Leandra is a combination of girls that we know and, different stories.
So diplomatic.
So you have to check it out to understand. But yeah, so I think that we have about 3 books. Yeah. And I'm living the 3rd one.
If we turn this into something, because come on, we all want that. We all want to see it put to screen. Do you think you'd want to direct it? And
I would not want to direct it.
No?
No. I would want to produce it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would. It could be that is something that's floating around. I think it'd be really interesting. But no, maybe I get like Troyan to direct it. She's the director. Yeah.
Okay. Since you brought up Troyan, we gotta talk PLL.
Let's talk PLL.
Was anyone else super emotional about all of the Instagram photos? You're all nodding for the last day of shooting. As a fan of the show, I was like, oh my God.
But it's not the last day ever.
Guys.
It was the last for season 6.
The last for season 6. Okay, because that, just anything that feels like it's ending, we're all depressed.
Yeah.
Is it hard to wrap out when you spend so much time with these people?
I mean, yes and no, because we know we have, more seasons. It was fun because it was like, okay, guys, see you later, and we knew we had a photo shoot the next day together, so we were like, bye, so sad, see you tomorrow. Do you want a coffee? You know what I mean? So it was like one of those things. I think the last day of the entire series is going to be, I mean, even talking, I don't even want to talk about it because like my makeup's gonna all come off, but I will be bawling as will all the girls. And we had this one scene recent, I don't even know what's aired or what's not aired, but the scene, I think it was the finale episode that you guys have seen when all the girls are saying goodbye and Allison's left and crying, right? You saw that.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That was
I'm like,
exactly
right?
how that
Did
episode
air
ended.
yet? Did I just
That's
shoot
no
that?
spoilers.
Okay, good. Okay, so that scene was really emotional for us. And Marlene was like bawling her eyes out. She was directing the episode and she was like, oh my God, my girls are growing up. And we're like, yeah, it's been 6 years. Like, can we age jump, So that was really fun, but it was also just sort of like closing a chapter, because now when you see the show in January, we're going to be 5 years older.
Let's talk about this age jump. What can we expect from the age jump, with the exception of Spencer's bangs, because that's the only thing I feel like we all know about the age jump.
People are like, what did you do physically? I'm like, I wasn't going to cut my hair and dye it, blonde, so this is pretty much what it's going to be. The girls all go off and they're living their lives separately for, the 5 years, and something brings them back to Rosewood. And so they are asked to go back, and I have to be really careful with what I say.
I know, and we're all dying here.
Marlene's going to read something and be like, Shannon!
Are we going to get a little A in our lives again?
We know who A was.
We know a lot of things. We thought we knew a lot of things.
I
And
know.
then the next episode happens and we didn't know anything.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is. But, yeah. I can't,
Struggle is real right now,
Struggle is
PLL.
real here. I'm trying to be very careful, and there's only so many ums and ahs I can give you, but it's going to be really good, so,
So you originally, I think I read that you originally read for Spencer.
I did, yeah. That one scene when she's actually outside with Ren, when she goes outside and they have that little chat, that was the audition
In the beginning?
piece. In the beginning.
Okay, field hockey uniform. You know what scene I'm talking about.
Yeah, and so I'd auditioned for it, and then I had my agent call me, and they were like, awesome, great job, you didn't get it. And I was like, oh, great. And they're like, but they do want you to audition for the other character. I'm like, okay. And when I was reading Emily's sort of like background and who they envisioned for this character, I mean, I really related to her. I was like, awesome, she's a swimmer, so was I when I was younger. This is going to be great. And everything works out for a reason. Everything in life, and this could not have been more suited for that. I mean,
there is no other Emily Fields but you, obviously.
Thank you. But I do have to say, when I was reading the character description, it did say girl next door, and, it described the character that was in the books. And so when I first read the auditions, my manager was like, okay, so it's a girl next door, and you're going to go up for this. I'm like, yeah, okay. I didn't let anything hold me back with that. And that is something that I will always say. For these auditions that I get, in the present time, it'll be like blonde, blue-eyed girl, and I still go up for those roles because you just never know. Otherwise, had I not have gone up for Pretty Little Liars, I mean,
we would all be miserable. So miserable. Looking back on these, 6 seasons, has there been a plot twist, one particular one that you read and were like, what? Oh my God. Because so many of them, we do, but for you as the character, has anything really ever shocked you?
Yeah, this next season,
that's
happens.
So cruel.
I'm sorry, but it is. It's a case. When we got back and I was reading the scripts and I was talking to Marlene and I'm like, wait, what? They're dating, what? There was a lot of those, oh my goodness, moments that Marlene put in for this next season. I wish I could tell you guys so badly.
Me too.
I'm like, oh my God, so we could just talk about it and I could be like, isn't that crazy? I know her, and yeah.
Okay. Here's a question I think maybe we can actually get an answer to. Do you have a favorite Emily relationship? Like, who is your favorite girlfriend?
Who's your guys' favorite?
Maya for sure.
Allison? Okay, there's a lot of Emerson fans, let me tell you. Every time I post a photo of like Sasha and I'm like, whoa. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly think all the relationships that Emily has had, I've loved working with each of those actresses. So I'm really... I don't know. I've had so much fun. Honestly, Paige getting to work with Lindsay Shaw, I think that was almost Emily's longest one. She kind of has a revolving door of girlfriends, but that seemed to last, the longest. And I mean, I loved Lindsay Shaw. I loved all the actors, but that was really fun. When she tried to drown me, and then my character fell in love with her. It always starts that way. So yeah.
Do you have a set best friend? Like, who is your best friend on set?
Honestly, everybody. I mean, my sidekick is like little Ash. She's like my little sis, although she doesn't like being called my little. She's like, no, you're equal. I'm not a little sister. I'm like, yes, but you are. You're younger than me, and you're littler than me. So, I mean, no, it's everybody, honestly. I'm so excited when I get to work with like the guys. When I have scenes with Ian, those are the hardest, because what I do when we're working together, and you'll probably see in some of the scenes, but if we have like a serious scene, he's making me laugh so hard that I dig my nails into my hands, and I actually had so many scars from that, and Tyler actually too. But that's something I'll do, and I'll just be holding my hand, digging my nails in. So you ever see my fingers, like my hands clenched? That's what I'm doing. I'm trying not to laugh because Ian is the worst.
So we're all gonna have to go back and binge
yeah,
watch
just
to
like
find all
you'll
of these
know,
times.
I'm clenching my hands for no reason. I'm not going to punch somebody,
So aside from PLL, you just wrapped a movie? There's nothing you don't do. Tell us about the movie.
I'm so excited. Mother's Day with, I don't know if you know Jennifer Aniston. She's like this
Who's
actress.
that?
Yeah,
I
don't
think I've
know.
heard of
She's
her.
like kind of up and coming, so
You might recognize her.
Julia Roberts, I think that's
Emma's aunt.
Yeah. Okay, and then Kate Hudson.
No big deal.
No big deal. Jason Sudeikis. I mean, yeah. So gosh, it's such a dream come true. It's still so weird.
What is that like on a day-to-day working with a cast like that?
Insane. I mean, I was doing my scenes with Jennifer, and all of my scenes and my character were with her were quite quick, and we're just very close, and I'm sitting right next to her, and I was like, it's Rachel Green, oh my God. Like the entire time I'd have to be like, snap back out of it, Shannon, you're acting, okay. Hey, so do my dialogue, but then like every once in a while I'm just like, Sammy, look, and it's crazy. I'm like, get the photo. And I'm the one that they're like, no photos, no cameras allowed. And I'm like, sorry, one more, of Jennifer. But it was so much fun. She is so wonderful to be able to work with. I felt so comfortable. And I mean, for my first movie, getting to work opposite her with that amazing cast, with Gary Marshall, Pretty Woman was my favorite movie. And there were so many signs.
You're kind of rocking the boots today.
Oh yeah,
You're like nod to Pretty Woman
An
right
homage
now.
to Pretty Woman. When I was reading the audition, I mean, I had the sides in my hand, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so my part. I have to get this. Like, this feels so right. And I have these little like intuition moments sometimes. So that happened for that. And then after I had auditioned for it, I remember coming home that night, and Pretty Woman was on like repeat on my TV. I'm like, is that a sign? Then Friends came on. I was like, that's another sign. So it was a really cool lead up to it. But I mean, I'm so excited about it.
Do you feel like for your first, sort of real film that you learned a lot, working opposite these actresses that you're saying, okay, maybe I definitely want to go to do more film, or do you want to stick with TV?
Honestly, it's all about the script and the characters. I want to play good characters. I want it to be something that I want to go and see. That's something that's sort of a rule for me. If I don't want to see the movie, then I don't want to be a part of it. I don't care who's in it. I don't care how big it's going to be, how much money you're making. Like, no, I need to want to see that movie or want to watch that show for me to want to be a part of it. So with this movie, I mean, even if I wasn't casted in it, I still would have wanted to see it. It's such a good script, and yes, the cast is amazing. I'm excited for everybody to see me play a different part. I play a stepmom, which is awesome. Yeah.
That's from high school to stepmom.
From high school to stepmom. And it's just so much fun. I mean, yeah, I love like those kind of movies, just fun, lighthearted, popcorn movies.
The opposite of everything we get in
The
Rosewood.
opposite,
The opposite of
exactly.
everything
I'm
we
not
get
getting
in
stalked
Rosewood.
by anybody, running
No
through a
one's trying to
forest.
kill you.
Exactly, yeah.
At least we hope. All right, let's move on to some audience Q&A. Are you guys ready? I know you guys are dying to have some questions. So raise hands, and I think we got a few going on back here. Yeah, go ahead.
Hi, I know you.
You do. Well, you answered a few of the questions that I wanted to ask, but I was wondering because you have a YouTube channel, you have your Snapchat, you have Fit to Wander, you have Key, which no one mentioned yet, but you have all that. And I was wondering if you had any other projects that you would love to do besides that. And your movie.
And the movie. Yeah, there's always different things that I'm really, I have my eyes set on doing, on my vision board that I have at home. There's a bunch of different things that I want to do. I think eventually in the future, I love wine. I'd love to have my own wine label. I'm going to put that out there right now. So when
fully
it does happen,
support
I'll be like,
that.
I said that one time at AOL Live. You guys remember? Yeah, so there's so many different things. I mean, honestly, I don't ever want to put a limit on it. I might come out and drop a single tomorrow, you don't know, in a music video. Shay. I just say, never say never to anything, because if you, this is my motto. If I have this one life, I really do want to do everything that I've ever wanted to, or try everything. I mean, I didn't grow up being like, I want to write a book and be an author, but then I did, and then I did. And I think that goes for anybody. Whatever it is that you want to do, just because you're not doing it currently doesn't mean you can't go out and do it, So that's sort of, I have no idea what I'm going to be doing in the future, but
I will happily taste test the Shay Mitchell wine.
Okay, good.
I'm on board to help you out on that endeavor.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
All right, next question.
Hi, Shay.
Hi.
First off, I want to say thank you because you commented on my YouTube video a while back.
Oh, yes.
And
awesome.
I do have a question. Would you ever collaborate with someone smaller like me, or like a fan, or mentor somebody? Because I am starting off, and I don't know if you know, my channel name is Baby Boo.
Okay, yep.
Yes.
Yep.
Would you ever do something like that with a fan?
Definitely. And I mean, I think that's, that would be so much fun, because I would be learning something from you as well. I want to check out your channel again, but I mean, you can never stop learning, and I think getting to work with as many different people as you can is always a good thing. So yes, I definitely would. Are you vlogging right now? Is that what's happening? Okay. Hi.
So
I have that exact same camera. That's what I've been doing all
we're
day.
vlogging within the vlog.
So now we're
and
vlogging within the vlog, which is
very
going to be on
meta.
my vlog. So yeah.
all very meta. All right, who's up next? Does someone actually have the microphone? Whoever has the microphone.
Hi.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And your YouTube channel actually inspired me to start my YouTube channel.
Yes.
So I was just wondering, what inspired you to start, and what advice you would give to somebody that's starting a YouTube channel.
I honestly, for me, and what I say to everybody that's doing any sort of channel or wanting to start any sort of social media platform, do things that you are interested in, and honestly, because if I was trying to emulate somebody else's YouTube channel that I'd seen that I was a fan of, well, then that's great. But like, what am I genuinely interested in? For me, it was travel. For me, I loved going on to and watching different travel shows, seeing people in different places that I haven't been to yet. So that's kind of where Shaycation came along. And I was like, okay, cool. Maybe like if you haven't been to Morocco yet, then you can come with me and experience this. And I think honestly, the most successful YouTubers that I've met have just done things that they are most passionate about. I know Fuzi, on YouTube, loved making people laugh, and he started his prank show, and now it's like amazing. And with Lily, who I just did, she was just so hilarious and making these characters because she laughed at those characters and then hoped that other people would, and now they do. I honestly just think it's about finding what you are passionate about and what you would be excited to watch and doing that. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, next up, you've got the mic.
Speaking of Shaycation, where is your favorite place that you've traveled?
Oh, gosh, that's so hard. Honestly, I fall in love with every single country that I go to for different reasons. Predominantly, it's a lot to do with the food that are in those countries.
I was just about to ask, where's the best food?
Oh my gosh. I mean, New York has amazing food. This is like amazing. I'm also going to Chicago, so deep dish pizza is on my list. I mean, recently I'd have to say Morocco. I really did have so much fun over there and just the interior design. I love Ireland, Italy. There's so many different places. I hope to go to Africa in this hiatus again. So, yeah.
Anywhere on your bucket list that you haven't gone yet?
I haven't gone to Greece. I do really want to go to Greece. I really want to go to Croatia, Turkey. I mean, I could go on. How much time do we have? I really want to, yeah.
All right, next up.
Hey,
Hi.
I was wondering if you had any face mask tips and if I should stop touching the remote in hotel rooms.
I just put that on my Snapchat the other day. Okay, this was my
And there was
theory.
a face mask in our Friday Fabs.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Awesome. For me, going to hotels, I mean, there's no way that they could clean the hotel remotes, And I just picture everybody. I'm not a crazy germaphobe, but those kind of things, or the air vents in the airplanes, or like the TV screens of the airplanes, I wipe down, And with this, I don't necessarily want to wipe down the entire remote, so I just put the shower cap over, and then I feel good about watching TV and then eating. Because you never think about that. You go to a hotel, you're eating a bag of chips, touching the converter, and I'm just like, oh, okay. Well, we're getting real into it right now. But yes, so shower cap over your remote control. What was the other question? I just got really caught up on that.
Face mask.
Face mask tips. I like a variety of face masks. Sometimes, depending on the weather, is kind of where I do it. I mean, New York, because it's cooler here, my skin's a little bit drier. I don't do a drying clay one. Those happen in LA or in hotter areas. So for here, I'm trying to put all the moisture back in. This is very exciting. I like doing them on the plane. I like scaring the crap out of whoever's sitting next to me. So they wake up. If it's not Sammy, then they wake up and they're like, hey, Jesus. And I'm like, hi, looking like that crazy mask person. But I just find that to be such a great time to do it. You're up in the air. I make it like my
and
little
your face
spa.
loses so much moisture when you're actually in flight.
Exactly. So I'd say pick your months. So face mask tips. Pick your months. Summer, maybe do more of a clay one. And then in winter, just try and put all that moisture back into it.
And frighten people on planes.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, next question. I lost her. There it is.
Hi, Shay.
Hi.
I'm really nervous. Don't mind me.
Don't be nervous. You look
I
so
wanna
cute.
know. I know you probably won't answer, but I'm an Emerson fan, so
Okay.
I kind of want to know if you're gonna have something going on for season 6B.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, Emily and Allison's character do have a really special connection, and I think that there will be moments in this next season. Yeah, I think that
You
there's
knew she
always going to
couldn't
be a
answer
special
that.
connection that
You
they
knew
have. Yeah.
Yeah, that was so cruel, but I asked them all to begin with, so I get it. Because we all want to know, but we understand. Obviously, we're all tuning in, so there we go. All right, who's up?
Last question.
Lucky last question.
Hi.
Oops, stand up.
Hi.
Hi.
I have a question about what advice do you have for people who want to become actresses? Like, I want to become one day.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, first thing, I would say never, ever, 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 ever give up, because there's many times, I talk about quite a few of them in the book, but there were many times where I was like, oh, am I cut out for this? Or is this really what I want to do? Or this is really hard? Or all this stuff, but I just kept on going. And I think that you really have to want it more than anything. And never let anybody tell you no. That's another thing. You just really have to go and practice your craft. Take as many different acting classes as you can. If you see, an acting class locally to where you live, then go out and do it. And film yourself on your camera. I mean, there's so many things now with the internet. You can download sides from even our show, and you can rehearse them with your friends and see how you do it, tape yourself. There's so many videos of me in my apartment Pretty Little Liars, of me just doing auditions, watching it, critiquing myself, then doing it again. So just practice, and yeah.
What a good question to end on. And be brave. That was a very brave question to ask. Yeah. Very good. All right, Shay, thank you so much for joining us. And thank you guys so much for your great questions. Pick up the book. It is available starting tomorrow, or download it. And follow Shay for all things Shay, which are a pretty endless list. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys.